The legend of the Fire Children is one of the most fascinating stories from the Ashanti people of Ghana. It is a tale that weaves together mystery, transformation, and destiny. The story speaks of children born from fire, glowing with otherworldly light and possessing magical powers. It is more than a myth. It is a reflection of human courage, identity, and the unknown forces that shape our lives. In this narration, we will dive deep into the legend, exploring its meaning, its lessons, and its place in Ashanti tradition. The Ashanti people are well known for their rich oral traditions. They pass down stories from generation to generation through storytelling, songs, and proverbs. Among these myths lies the captivating tale of the Fire Children. These children were unlike any others in the land. They were said to arrive not through ordinary birth but through flames. The tale begins with a woman who longed to have children. She had prayed to the gods and offered sacrifices, but her womb remained empty. Her sorrow weighed heavily on her heart. Every day, she watched other mothers cradle their little ones. Every night, she cried out to the heavens for a miracle. One evening, while she sat near the hearth, something unusual happened. The fire in her home suddenly blazed brighter than ever before. The flames crackled with a strange rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. The woman stared into the fire, both afraid and fascinated. Then, from within the fire, she saw two glowing forms. The flames shaped themselves into the figures of children. Their eyes shone like embers, and their skin glowed with a golden light. The woman could hardly believe what she was seeing. The children stepped out of the fire as if it were a doorway. She gasped, but instead of fear, she felt overwhelming joy. The children called her Mother. Their voices were soft, yet carried the warmth of flames. The woman embraced them, even though their bodies radiated heat. Surprisingly, the fire did not burn her, it comforted her. She knew at that moment that the gods had answered her prayers. The Fire Children grew quickly. They were unlike ordinary children, for they carried powers beyond imagination. They could summon light in the darkest night. They could warm the coldest air with a single breath. And wherever they stepped, life seemed to flourish. The village marveled at them. Some saw them as a blessing from the gods. Others whispered that they were unnatural and dangerous. The elders warned the woman to be cautious. Power, they said, could attract envy and fear in equal measure. Despite the murmurs, the woman loved her children dearly. She taught them kindness, humility, and respect. She reminded them that their powers were not for pride, but for service. The Fire Children listened carefully and obeyed her wisdom. They grew not only in strength but also in compassion. One day, disaster struck the land. A great drought swept across the region. The rivers dried, crops withered, and hunger spread. The people cried out to the gods, but no rain came. The village was on the brink of despair. In that time of suffering, the Fire Children stepped forward. They declared that they would help. The villagers doubted, what could children do? But the woman trusted her miraculous offspring. She told the people to have faith. The Fire Children climbed to the highest hill. They raised their arms toward the sky. From their hands, flames shot upward, bright as the sun. The fire turned into clouds of smoke. The smoke thickened and darkened the heavens. Suddenly, thunder roared. Lightning cracked across the sky. The heavens opened, and rain poured down. The parched earth drank eagerly, and life began to return. The villagers rejoiced and praised the fire children. From that day on, the children were honored. No longer were they whispered about with suspicion. They were celebrated as saviors of the land. The elders proclaimed that they were children of destiny. Their fire was not meant to destroy but to protect. The story of the fire children carries deep meaning. It reminds us that extraordinary gifts come with responsibility. It teaches that difference should not always be feared. What seems strange may, in truth, be a blessing. The legend also reflects the Ashanti belief in balance. Fire can harm, but it can also heal. In Ashanti tradition, myths often carry lessons for daily life. This tale warns against quick judgment. It calls for openness to the unknown. It highlights the strength of a mother's love. And it shows how the divine can work in mysterious ways. The fire children symbolize transformation. They emerged from flame, which itself is a symbol of change. Just as fire transforms wood into ash and smoke, the fire children transform sorrow into joy, and despair into hope. They also represent destiny. They were not born in the usual way, but they came with a clear purpose. Their lives were meant to touch others. Their existence was tied to the survival of their people. In many African traditions, fire is sacred. It is the heart of the home, the source of warmth and nourishment. It is also a force of destruction and renewal. The fire children embody this duality. They are living flames, both fragile and powerful. The woman's role is equally significant. Her patience, prayers, and faith brought forth a miracle. She did not reject the children when they appeared strange. She embraced them with love, showing the strength of a mother's heart. Her acceptance allowed them to fulfill their destiny. Even today, storytellers share this legend. It is told to remind young ones of their potential. It teaches that greatness may appear in unexpected forms. It shows that hardship can give rise to miracles. And it inspires people to trust in their destiny. The fire children remain symbols of light. They shine as beacons of resilience. They remind us that we can rise from the flames of struggle. They teach that even in times of darkness, sparks of hope remain. And they encourage us to use our gifts for the good of all. This legend of the Ashanti continues to live on. It carries the voice of ancestors and the wisdom of generations. It is a story of fire, but also of love, courage, and purpose. The tale of the fire children will forever glow in the heart of African folklore. And so, we come to the end of this story. The legend reminds us that destiny is often born from hardship. It teaches that difference can be a divine gift. And it shows that love and courage can shape miracles. The fire children will always stand as a symbol of hope. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this narration, please like the video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories. Your support helps keep these traditions alive. Join us again for more legends from Africa and beyond.